comment on that. But there's this topic that keeps coming up, and I want to really address it today, since this is one of the most authoritative shows in the country, which is why we have spent, people keep saying that why did we spend 30 billion to collapse banks that we could have spent 8 billion? Let me really put that to rest today. Please help me. Look, banks, before they are collapsed, which the Bank of Ghana withdraw its license, have to be insolvent. So there is an insolvency, meaning that the bank is not fit for purpose. So it's not government. There are two institutions here. There's government and there's Bank of Ghana. All the banks prior to 2018, in 2016, the Bank of Ghana did what is called an asset quality review, which is to check your non-performing loans as a portfolio, check your asset ratios, your insolvency ratio, and all the ratios that there is. Then there are benchmarks with which you hold your license. You fall below that benchmark, Bank of Ghana will prompt you that, look, bring your insolvency to the benchmarks that is required for you to have your license. Unibank, as far back as 2014, was below those ratios. So it was getting what you call a liquidity support from the Bank of Ghana.
Just like the others.
Yes. But I just want to stick to Unibank for a minute. They got as much as 2.2 billion Ghana cedis from the Bank of Ghana as liquidity support. They were asked to stop their massive expansions that they were doing. They were asked to stop a lot of things that they were doing. They did not listen.
They
still went ahead and do those things. Apart from government contract, they went into real estate. They went into form all the multimedias and all the things they did, right? So the bank, as all those banks that were collapsed, were insolvent. So it means that they were not fit for their license. When that happens, bear in mind, as of 2017, Unibank had an asset of 5.9 billion, right? Then it had a loan portfolio which was bigger than depositors' money. So the loan portfolio they had at the time, loan and advances, was 3.2 billion. Depositors' money was 2 billion. In that case, it means that people's money are in these banks. Now, if the bank collapses, guess what? Everybody loses their money because the bank is collapsed. So these banks collapsed, not because of anybody. They did not. The mismanagement of the bank has caused the bank to be insolvent, so Bank of Ghana withdrew their license.
Yeah, but there's a difference in expert opinion. One opinion says pump as much as over 30 billion to clean up. Another opinion says you can spend less than 9 billion to rather keep them afloat. Let me get there.
Government doesn't come in. This is a purely Bank of Ghana exercise. Government of Ghana has no business bailing any bank. The banks are private institutions. They do not meet their requirement for their license. The Bank of Ghana withdraws that license. Where the government comes in is governments responsible for depositors. What the Danado government did was borrowed money to pay depositors who have lost their money, not to put it in the bank to save a private bank. It's two different things. So if a private bank fails, the citizens have their money in these banks. They've lost it. Poku have said on many platforms that I wouldn't have borrowed that money to pay back depositors' money, because most of the depositors who today are saying ill things about that action got their money back. Most of these depositors, that 30 billion we are saying, went to Ghanaians.
You now want to proceed to...
Now, let's put that to rest, because that 30 billion went to Ghanaians. As long as
we all have issues with.
Well, you can have issues with, but the fact of the matter is that that 30 billion went to Ghanaians. Now let me go to the legality of
but I need you to know. I need you to note something which I have mentioned before.
Okay.
Of the 425